Good afternoon, everyone, and afternoon here in Finland, but different times elsewhere. It's nice to see you here for our little new moon meditation. And for those of you who are members of the Esoteric United Nations or who wish to be, we do have a meeting tonight. I think it's 7 o'clock. So you'll have to let us PM, 7 o'clock GMT, I think that's it. So you'll have to be alert for the way to get in to that meeting. But meanwhile, we have only 35 minutes before the new moon. And that, let's see, Michael, if what I want to do is get myself, I don't want to see everybody all at once right now. So if you can help me do that, I would appreciate it. We are recording. And let's see, in other words, I see everybody right now. So I don't want that.
You mean you're just seeing like all those squares?
Yes, I'm seeing everybody. Yeah, exactly.
If you go into the upper right corner and click on view.
Yeah. And speaker.
Speaker, not gallery. Speaker.
Okay, very good. Okay. Well, here we are at the new moon in Libra. And that new moon is a real balance point. It's a point of decision, as Libra always is, but it really divides the year. And it occurs at, let's see, 2:05, so it's 11:05 and 13 seconds GMT. 11:05 and 13 seconds GMT. Now, Libra is a very shambolic sign, and the new moon, when we consider it in a high manner, does relate to Shamballa. It's relating to the to the royal road that we call Shushumna, the royal road. That's the middle channel in your spine, in your etheric spine. And the Ida and Pingala are there on either side, but Libra leads from the bottom, from the base of the spine center to the top, to the crown. And I think, if I'm correct, the constellation of the crown, of the northern crown, excuse my voice, is found in Libra. So we're going to be thinking quite a bit about Shamballa. And let's see what I'm looking at here. I want to make sure that I get this on. And let's see. So, Michael, do you see my text? I just want to mention a little something about Shamballa and who lives there, so to speak. And I'm assuming that everybody sees that. So we're talking about the person who's getting ready to enter Shamballa and what he finds there. He finds the supernal three, who are the esoteric Buddhas. He finds the radiant seven, who are the lords of the rays. And he finds lives embodying the 49 fires. And there are three groups of these: 49 fires, 49 rays, and 49 spirits of darkness. About whom there is much mystery. He also finds the three Buddhas of activity, who used to be planetary logoi in the previous major solar system, and certain eternal spirits from such centers of dynamic life as Sirius, or from the constellation which at any one time, obviously it changes, forms a triangle with our sun and Sirius. Now maybe we don't know which one that is, but I suspect it's going to be Gemini or Libra. Let me go a little further. I'm glad you're coming in. I don't have time to welcome you individually, but I want to welcome you heartfully as a group. And a representative from Venus. We're all trying to be on our planet more like Venus, just the way as individuals we are trying to be more like our solar angel. And then if you are an initiate of the 6th degree, which for all of us lies far ahead, then you're able to come and go in Shambhala, and some first ray masters. So those are great lives that we find. Now at this there's two kinds of Shambhala. There's the Shambhala that is found in or near the Gobi Desert, and it is the lowest one. It's a reflection of the true Shambhala, which is found on the higher ethers. Everything you and I are doing is to try to advance on the cosmic, physical, etheric plane. And we really begin to live when we get into the cosmic ethers. But those cosmic ethers are reflected below in our ordinary etheric plane, and it is there as well that a reflection of Shambhala is found. Now, when we do this little meditation, and actually let's begin right now. This is the, in a way, the higher part of the new moon approach. We can also do some very practical things because there is a lot of manifestation that is occurring at the time of the new moon. So one thing we have to recognize, first of all, let's just kind of come together in the silence. No matter where we are geographically, well, that's important, but it doesn't count to the same way, in the same way as our unity, our togetherness, regardless of time and space. So we live on a very special planet at this time, which represents the base of the spine center of the solar logos. This is a first-ray monad planet. And there's only one other that we know about, and I can be sure about because the Tibetan has told us on page 420 and 421 of Esoteric Psychology, Volume 1, that Uranus is the other first-ray monad planet. So there's a lot of will available at this time. So let's bring the personality equipment into a state of receptivity through purification. The more pure we are, and pure in this case means fire, the more we have submitted ourselves to the fire of the higher planes and passed through the burning grounds before each initiation, the more we will be able to transmit the energies of these higher points of tension. So we imagine white light, one of the great lights of purification, sweeping through the physical body of ourselves and of the group that is here assembled, and finally of all the men and women of goodwill and the new group of world servers, and finally of all humanity. White light is sweeping through the physical body, and now white light is purifying our etheric body so that they call them miasmas or miasmas, clouds and dark concentrations. All these are purified. And white light is sweeping through our astral emotional body, where we have, all of us, so much trouble if we don't get rid of our glamours, which is no easy thing to do. Everybody sees our glamours better than we do. But humanity has so many glamours that we see or imagine the white light getting rid, burning away those glamours. And our lower mental body and the lower mental body of humanity has many illusions, misinterpretations, and the white light helps to get rid of those mistakes in thinking. In fact, we need a clear mind, which is held steady in the light of the soul. In fact, the whole personality of man, the individual, of man, the group, of man entirely, the great humanity, is subjected to the white light. And we begin to feel in ourselves the real meaning of Christ in you, the hope of glory. Because as we gradually approach the third initiation, the glorification, the shining, the radiance begins really at that point. And that is the beginning of the relationship between the base of the spine and the top of the head. So let's try to feel ourselves, because we are the soul in incarnation. Let's try to feel ourselves established within this field of light and love and spiritual sacrificial will. As if this is our normal world and not the world covered by the rebellious personality. We don't really defeat the personality until the third initiation begins. And so somehow we reach out in our soul toward all the men and women of goodwill. They're all over, even if we don't know them personally. And to all the members of that intensive service group, the new group of world servers, closer to the hierarchy. And finally, we reach out to all human beings, and we, according to the Tibetan's instructions, we no longer use the thought, my soul and thy soul. We don't think that way anymore. We know there's only one soul, and we use this very powerful second ray mantram, naught is but me. Now the masters, they know this, and the Christ really knows it. Naught is but me. And when we project into the greatest light, using the Antakarana, then we really know that it's all one, and naught is but me. The big me, not the little personal me. So let's project that beam of white light across an indigo bridge, thinking to ourselves, naught is but me. And one day, that bridge will bring us to Shambhala and to our own monad. At the new moon, the moon is disappearing, and it will be entirely gone at the end of the 7th cycle, the 7th round. And then we will really know naught is but me. So we're coming in touch a little bit with a world of pure energy, of light, and of directed force. It can be seen as streams and centers of force, all forming a pattern of consummate beauty, the highest form of beauty, all potentially invocative of the world of the soul and of the world of phenomena. It therefore constitutes, in a very real sense, the world of causes. At the new moon, we plant a seed, and another one at the next new moon, and another and another. But maybe we continue and we use the same seed because we really have to have that particular seed germinate and flourish into the plant that it can become. Do you remember what individual seed you planted at the last new moon? Maybe you want to plant again. And make a note of it. Do you remember what seed you may have planted for the group with which you most closely work? I'm going to put that in. Do you remember what seed you planted for your nation? And finally, do you remember what seed you planted for humanity as a whole? Think of planting these seeds. They can be the same as what you did before, or maybe something new. But see yourself doing that and make a note of it. And here we will be working in this esoteric way, all under the energy of the divine purpose, which comes from the higher planes and very much from Shambhala. So we have a few minutes now in the silence, and I will sound the Om at 11:05 and 13 seconds. There may be a slight delay where you are. And we try to bring something better that now exists into these different domains, allowing the divine purpose to work through the divine plan. So now, a little bit of silence as we prepare for the exact moment of the new moon. Oh, and we will continue to ponder on the seeds we are planting and what good they can do in the world now, as we move towards a better expression of the divine purpose and the divine plan. we are wearing away the obstructive influence of the moon. It is in the way, and the power of the sun at the new moon gradually causes the shrinking of the influence of the moon. And the result is that we become fully conscious solar beings, solar beings who can express the divine purpose through the divine plan. So that whatever we do, we are aware that it has an intimate connection with expressing the divine plan. It's not easy, and we may have to be, at times, quite assertive or willful, just as long as that use of will is not selfish. want to live a purposeful life, even though we don't understand the divine plan the way a master would, or the three great lords in Shambhala, the Manu, the Mahachohan, and above all, the Bodhisattva, the Christ. We want to bring through the divine plan the best we can on the individual, group levels, on the international level in our own country and among nations, and all through humanity. And every one of us is needed, no matter how humble may be our sphere of influence. We are all needed to do our part. Sometimes that part is not pleasant, it's not easy, it places us under stress and strain. But we are needed, and will become more powerful as the true Aquarian values impress us, and we enter into the energies of the New Age. And in that joining with the energies of the New Age, we realize the lower ego, the little personal self, does not have a dominating place. It must not dominate. Now this is such an important time because Libra is one of the major signs of the Christ. Who is the head of the entire planetary hierarchy. Why is this? Remember that The Christ is the Prince of Peace. He is a full member of Shamballa as well. And Libra is the sign where peace can be achieved. If the sacrifices we are called upon to make actually are rightly expressed by us. It takes a lot of practice to learn how to sacrifice or to, as it is said, make sacred. That's what the word means, to make things sacred. We may think we know what is required, but really, we're just learning. In the Christ, two very shambolic signs are meeting. Libra and Pisces. Pisces, the sign of utter sacrifice to the will of Shambhala. And Libra, the treading of the royal road from the base of the spine to the highest head center, from earth, which embodies the will of the solar logos, and the solar logos itself, embodying purpose. So let us learn to be like the Christ who struggled in the garden with accepting the divine will, which he did accept finally, as he was comforted by an angel from Capricorn sent to strengthen him. And we all need strengthening. So we use the new moon and the full moon, to build in that strength of purpose. The next few days, then, let's really try to anchor purpose as plan, divine plan in our lives. Nobody may see what we are doing. No, no one on the outer level. But we are doing. Now I'd like us to begin closing our meditation with first the second great invocation, which has so much of will and purpose in it. And then the great invocation, which is the third in order. Remember, the Christ is the Kalki avatar, the rider on the white horse, the coming Savior and teacher. And the Lords of Liberation await us to invoke them so that they can assist with liberty, equality, and fraternity. Let the Lords of Liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to the sons of men. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and coming, save. Come forth, O Mighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light, and may they stand with massed intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth. The end of woe has come. Come forth, O Mighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, O Mighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, O Mighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. If we are sensitive, we know that there is now an attack against humanity. And the lords of darkness are trying to prevent the proper entry of humanity into the Aquarian age. With this entry, all will be well, but we must defend during this time when so many are succumbing to selfishness. We do not allow that in our lives, in our group life, in our national and international relations, and in humanity as a whole. We do not allow that. And now, the great invocation, the most powerful of them all, given by Sanat Kumara to humanity when the Christ decided he would return in person to humanity for the next approximately 2,000 years. At a great sacrifice to himself. There's no member of present humanity that knows how to sacrifice the way the Christ knows. from the point of light within the mind of God. Let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God. Let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Oh. Oh. Okay, friends, let the moon subside in its influence. Let us tread the royal road from the base of the spine to the crown of purpose, from will to purpose. Let us make those decisions which, hard as they may be, align us with divine purpose and divine plan. And of course, that decision will lead us forward into the testing of Scorpio, humanity's true sign from the Buddhic plane. Now tonight, Esoteric United Nations, if you are a member, you have the link, and if you would like to see what it is we're doing as we work for the emergence of the soul in the international community, then you can write to, well, you can write to Tuya, or to me, or to Anne, and we can give you the link. But a pledge will be necessary that will take us all the way to the new Group of World Servers Week in the year 2026. Now we are completed. Well, maybe we're never completed with our maintenance break here in the Temple of Silence, and we will be resuming something more like our usual programming. It was just a lot to work on and correct and so forth, but on Makara, the programs that we are doing are listed, and you can find them there. And some of the programs are also on our YouTube Go Live channel, the one we always use when we do a straight broadcast. So let's work together with persistence and get better and better at what we do, as individuals, as a group, and potentially as full members of the new group of world servers. Thank you for being here today, and lots of love from all of us on the communications team who are trying to bring the ageless wisdom forward. Forward to you. And of course, we learn a lot in the process ourselves. Okay, we'll be seeing at least some of you a little later on today at 7 p.m. GMT for the Esoteric United Nations. Many blessings and lots of love to you.